Lila could not stay alone for a long time. She approached the door of the room and began knocking on the door forcefully, screaming in a painful voice,
"Oh, Father, please don't leave me with her. I cannot bear to see her. Please don't leave me."
Pandarosh presents
the story collection, The Grays, for the writer Dr. Mounir. Don't leave me with her. The house is already perfectly clean. Therefore, the 40-year-old and physically fit mother, Raghda, did not find it difficult to clean it using the automatic, which her husband, Tariq, recently bought while he was traveling to Dubai last month. It played its full role in changing the appearance of the place, which was completely filled with dust and canned leftovers that this family had become accustomed to eating since the largest atomic pollutions occurred in that quiet coastal state, and to which water had recently flowed to its outskirts, transforming it from an island city in the heart of the delta to a coastal one after all the Egyptian coastal cities sank due to the rise of the Mediterranean water levels as a result of the rise in global temperature of the earth, which was suffocated by industrial exhausts. During his recent visit to the International Electronics City of Dubai, Father Tariq searched for a special type of robot. He wanted a small, active robot with little consumption of electricity, which has become rare and extracted only from the heat of the Earth's interior, which made it expensive, especially after the outbreak of the global oil war and its transformation into a massive nuclear holocaust, which took place all over the world and was the main reason behind the loss of most of the precious products in the Earth's core, including plants, animals, as well as a large number of humans, so that the age of petroleum ended with no hope of its coming back. Decades later, humanity succeeded to recover after that earthly resurrection using reverse genetic engineering so that life could return as it used to be. And now, the whole world pledges to use clean energy. Finally, the husband found what he was looking for in the Saudi-made robot. Lila, the eldest daughter in this family, who was 10 years old, sat in silence, like a wax statue in a museum, following the screen descending from the sky with a multi-dimensional light source. She still insists on watching only one recording, which was filmed approximately 3 years ago, after the birth of her little brother, Salman, who was named after the father of the founder of the great renaissance of the state, King Mohammed bin Salman, who saved his country from the nuclear winter disaster by building millions of homes in the heart of the kingdom's mountains to protect his citizens from this feverish destruction. As she was listening, one of the most beautiful memories flowed into the girl's heart. It was that repeated beautiful scene. The father was playing with the kite on this green hill, which was located inside a huge glass capsule that provided the moderate temperature and light necessary for the growth of these plants and protected them from the extremely polluted air. The mother was carrying her newborn baby, while Lila was playing with her father with the kite, which was flying high in the sky of the blue capsule. How wonderful the atmosphere was, as the place was crowded with families that came from all over the world, throughout the coastal city, to find a healthy outlet for themselves, escaping from this climate that declared disobedience to man as a punishment for the horrific environmental crimes he committed. Layla eagerly continued watching this recording, which she had watched countless times. Her mother, Raghda, entered quietly to talk to the totally distracted little girl. Layla, my daughter, how long will you watch this old scene? Please, my daughter, leave it and start studying your lessons, said the mother. The little girl did not pay any attention to her words. She did not even look at her. Raghda repeated her words, but this time in the form of rigid, stony sentences, and in a louder voice. However, the stubborn child did not respond and remained as she was. The loud sound attracted the child, Salman, to the living room. He was only about 3 years old. Yet the strict way he has been raised by Raghda made him capable of reading and writing in a very early age. In fear, Salman addressed Layla and his mother. Mom, Layla, what happened? I'm afraid. With lightning speed, Layla walked towards her brother, taking him to her arms with the tenderness of a heart full of love. Don't be afraid, Salman. Don't be afraid, my beloved brother. Raghda did not leave the two of them in the state for long, as she took the child's hand forcefully and calmly to pull him into her room and starts feeding him the cake he loved while he sits next to her, asking her to tell him one of her various stories, which she preserved accurately in her memory. Finally, Tariq arrived home after a hard day of work that required him to travel to various parts of Egypt using the electromagnetic helicopter, which resists gravity to the point that it is almost non-existent. He looked at the area surrounding his house while clutching his laser pistol for fear of an attack by night predators from the radioactive dogs that come out of their hiding places in the dark. As soon as he approached the armored house door, it quickly split after the cameras sensed the father's genetic code. As soon as he entered the house, Layla rushed into her father's arms like a jet train, rejoicing at the arrival of the one dearest to her. The mother heard Tariq's loud voice as he laughed with his bright-eyed daughter in front of the multi-dimensional screen. The wife addressed him in a low and tender voice. Thank God for your safety, my dear beloved. Have you forgotten your wife, who has been waiting for you? Layla did not like Raghda's words. She looked at her in anger, which was clear to Tariq, who moved quickly to pull the mother with his strong hand, leaving the living room to enter Salman's room with Raghda, and closing the door while his daughter stood alone watching what was happening. The father tried to caress his calm wife. Don't pay attention to her. She's just angry about what happened, but she will get used to the new situation. Raghda nodded her head to show her understanding of Tariq's words, so she hugged him and Salman, while both the father and his son cried because of this instinctive human situation. Layla could not stay alone for a long time. She approached the door of the room and began knocking on the door forcefully with the palm of her small hand, screaming in a painful voice,
Oh, Father, please don't leave me with her. I cannot bear to see her. Please don't leave me.
The child's words to her father were like laser bullets shot without mercy into her father's heart. Raghda realized the weight of the child's words on her husband. Here, she decided to go out to Lila. So she grabbed her by the hand and pulled her into the room with the rest of the family. The little girl began to look at her father, calling him.
Father, this is not my mother. Please do not leave me with her. Please.
The little girl's scream made her brother Salman unable to control himself as he burst into a harsh cry of tears, terrified by his sister's obvious sadness. The mother tried to calm them down in every way, but she could not do it. Here, the father could not control himself and finally decided to end that difficult situation by extending his hand to Ragda's neck until his finger reached the key behind her right ear to press it quietly. Only here, Ragda turned into a fixed, motionless statue so that the father could carry her easily after he had joined her limbs to place her in her wooden box. Which had recently arrived from the factory from which he ordered a robot in the shape of his late wife, Lila, supported by her memory stored on a crystal chip that had been obtained from the learning and memory center in her brain, and she was in a state of vegetative stability before she passed away after the dreaded cancer destroyed her body as a result of the atomic radiation spreading throughout the Earth's atmosphere, which made Earth almost unfit for life.
See you in another writing by Dr. Amr Mounir. Narrator Adham RB. Sound engineering Tamir Yahya. Editing and art direction Mariam Hani. Artistic supervision Ali Saeed. International distribution by Sondos Tamer. General supervision Wael Atta. Production manager Rasha Yahya. Directed by Khalid Mahboob. Best regards with Pandarosh.